tell me your name and where you teach and what you did on your fellowship.
Well, my name is Rob Cho. I teach in a middle school in James V. Timothy Middle School in Boston, and I'm a 7th grade science teacher. And for my fellowship, I went to Costa Rica for 1 month, and I had sort of a three-pronged fellowship. The primary part of my fellowship was to immerse myself in a Spanish language program because so many of my students come from Spanish-speaking families, and I felt that was very important. The second part, as a science teacher, Costa Rica was just the perfect place because one of the units I teach is on diversity of life, and we have the rainforest and cloud forest there. We have the beach environment, just a diversity of habitats with a wide array of organisms. And also the earth history is another unit I teach, and they have volcanoes, they have earthquakes, great geological formations. And then the third part was cultural. Again, since so many of my students come from Latino cultures, it was important that I get to know something about Latin culture.
And so what was the ripple effect of that in your classroom?
Well, first of all, it's effects, plural. It's just amazing. Some of which, the most obvious is the Spanish. I left there after a month of the immersion program, and I wasn't absolutely fluent, but it gave me such a strong base that I've built on over the years that I can now hold a conversation in Spanish all day long. I make mistakes, I have grammatical errors, I trip over vocabulary, but the point is I can communicate with the parents. I have, for example, I'll have parents who come in who know absolutely no English. In the past, I would have had to wait for a translator. It was awkward for both of us. There was that intermediate step which hampered communication. Now I can sit down, I can speak in Spanish, I can call home, speak in Spanish. And from the parents' point of view, it's amazing because I just see the walls come down. I see sometimes parents come in, you can tell they're a little nervous, and as soon as they hear me speak Spanish, someone they don't expect to be able to speak Spanish, you just see this wall go down, and they open up, and that's been amazing. For the students, all my students speak English, but I think another thing is they see me knowing something about their background, their culture. And also with the language, and this I did not expect, I now have such a deeper appreciation for what it's like to be a second language learner, which I can't speak volumes enough about because so many of my students struggle with that. And to now know what it feels like, to now say, hey, I know there were times when I was very uncomfortable contributing in my class, speaking to someone, and now I understand why my students may be a little bit shy, might be a little intimidated. The science part of it, I use it so much in those 2 units I just mentioned, to be able to bring a real-world example, to show them a video of me walking through a cloud forest, to show them photos of insects that I took and that I had crawling around in my apartment in Costa Rica. That's been amazing. And then again, culturally, to be able to talk about the foods they eat, at home, and say, "Oh, I love that. I know how to make that."